long way round. Too bad with the other way. When I do all lies, I think I'm without leaving to run. You'll stay.
Hey!
Hey guys.
Hey guys, I am Skyler.
And I'm Actiel from Kyuujin Cosplay, and today we are watching Breaking Bad Season 3, Episode 3, I think?
3? I.F.T. Yes. I.F.T. So, yeah, we've had a tense beginning to this season. Not much action, but a lot of suspense.
The plot is plotting. The plot is setting in.
They are beginning to show us where the season is going to go.
Yes.
You know, we have a feeling that this is going to be huge, but we're not just there yet. So we're setting up the season. Do you remember last episode?
Yes, I remember last episode. I was going to say chess, les pions, chess.
The chess pieces.
The pieces are setting, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the beginning is... Like, yes, last episode we have Skyler. I remember Skyler. It's been a long time since we've seen episode 2. So we have Skyler, who's kind of mad. I do understand that right now she's kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Yes, sort of.
Yes,
she knows about Walter.
She knows about his business. Finally,
she wants him out. She didn't say the truth to Walter Jr. He's
nope.
taking it out on her.
Yes, she's the villain for him.
Yeah, it's really sad. But she can't say anything because she kind of promised that she was not going to say anything.
To his point of view, it's Hank is still the good dad, who was trying to be there and was fighting cancer.
Yeah,
so,
and the mom kicked him out for no reason at all.
Yeah.
It's not true, but then if you don't know the truth, hey. Walter wants to go back home. Last episode he tried with the pizza at first.
Yes, and it flew over the roof.
Yes.
I remember that scene.
Yes, and then when it didn't work, he just had a fit and he went back home with his things when Skyler was out. So he showed up with his luggage, took a shower, and he had a visit from his twins.
He got a visit from the two boys, los hermanos.
And an axe.
Oh, do you think los pollos hermanos was a foreshadowing to these guys? Or
there's a reason for why it's called that, but you will find out later. So I can't tell you that. They showed up with an axe. They wanted to kill him.
Yes. I remember. They were about to kill Walter.
Yes.
And then they got a call from Gus.
Pollos hermanos. So basically, yeah, we found out that Mike, which is the guy that Sol called last season,
worked for Gus,
and Gus knows about the twins, and he's got enough power to stop them from killing Walter,
and we still don't know why they got we still don't know why they want to kill Walter, but I do think it's because we do know if they went to see their uncle
Hector. Yeah, and he basically he started hitting that bell when they showed him the name for Walter White. So, he gave them the name, so they showed up at his house. It was pretty tense. So this episode, we get to see what happens after, how Skyler maybe reacts to Walter being back home.
And Jesse, you forgot about Jesse.
He got back his house.
Yes, yeah.
That was good.
I'm kind of like, it's not a good thing to do, but at the same time I was like, yes, finally.
Rooting for him? Yeah. It's easy to root for Jesse. Like either you love him or you hate him, but for me at least it's really easy to love him.
I think right now he's feeling kind of a trash, so I think nothing more can
he said it himself. He is the bad guy, so if he does bad guy stuff, he's just accepted that this is who he is, which is, we talked about this, it's not good, but this is the mentality he has right now.
Yep.
So I say we jump in this episode and see what both our boys do next.
Let's go.
Do you remember him?
It's Machete?
It's Machete, the guy whose head...
Tortuga.
Yeah.
Oh, are we about to see him die by the hand of the two brothers?
We never knew how he died.
Yeah, we just saw his head over a turtle.
Ah, qué estúpido. ¿Sabes? Se me olvidó tu cumpleaños el mes pasado. Me siento tan feo que vine hasta acá, hasta este pueblo culo de burro, a traerte un regalo. Necesitamos retarte. No, No, no te preocupes, quise hacerlo. Lo tengo ahí atrás. ¡Qué chulada! Te la voy a dedicar. Te la firmo para el gran filósofo. ¿Eh?
Hola de la talk. Oh, it's them!
Hola, d.e.a.
I called it!
It's interesting that they showed us this after last episode because we had no idea. Well, we knew they were bad, but now that we see what they're capable of,
I knew what they were capable of. They killed a bunch of people because they know who they are.
But it links everything together, though. Now,
Yep.
and it's
But
violent
not
this way.
really.
It's violent. Well, yeah, it's linked to the case that Hank was on in El Paso. It links to the violent murder from last season.
Yeah. She's a mom. There you go. He cleaned the roof.
Yeah, he's not cleaning. He's not cleaning the roof right now,
But
which
he
means
did.
he's inside.
Oh, they fixed the windshield.
All things are right because he's back home.
What the hell are you doing in there?
I'm back.
No, you're not back. Walt, you're not back. Get out of there.
Well, it's my house too, Skyler.
No.
I'm staying. End of story.
I am not coming in there until you get out.
Well, suit yourself.
What do you do when your husband just doesn't want to divorce you?
Walt?
It's gonna take a long time. And divorce papers and criminal
The thing is,
trail
like, yeah,
trial.
and she kind of has to, do the best for the kids, but
You don't live here anymore. We're getting a divorce.
I don't agree to it.
Well, it's not up to you.
They do.
If you don't get out of here right now, I'm going to call the police and I'm going to tell them everything.
he wants to call her bluff, but it's such a difficult situation because, like, what do you do?
I'm sorry.
He's not being violent, he's not yelling, he's calling her bluff on the truth about the drug deals. He does own the house.
Great chills and chips.
Apparently, yeah.
Chips for Britons are French fries.
I think
So what are chips for the British?
I don't remember.
Leave a comment, please.
Called about a disturbance?
It's more of a trespassing situation, really.
You call the cops on Dad?
Oh, don't look like the villain now.
That's what I say, like, everyone is against her.
I asked him to leave, but he won't listen. I want him out.
Did he strike you?
No,
Has he ever hit you?
no, this is not about violence. This is about trespassing.
Trespass.
But his name is on
Divorce
the...
then.
No, working on it.
No?
We,
He's got rights
right
to
now
be
we're
there.
separated.
Legally separated.
Well, there's not a court order, if that's what you mean, but
Like, everything is against her. Even, the law.
I changed the locks. Isn't that breaking and entering?
Whose name is on the title to the house?
Both of us. It's jointly owned.
We can't arrest a man for breaking into his own house. Not without a court order requiring he stays away from the premises. Unless he's threatened you or the kids in any way.
No, not physically, but having him in the house is just. It's not a good thing.
She can't say it. And he plays the nice guy, He's not gonna act
But
like
he's
a
a
criminal.
family man.
Yes. He's also a drug dealer.
Also, and she's not talking about it.
She can't because of the kids. She promised.
She promised?
She promised she wasn't going to say anything for the kids' sake.
I'm gonna level with you, man. If you want your husband out of the house, you're gonna have to help me out. Is it possible maybe he's broken any laws that you know of? Anything else? Anything
It's on a gold, silver platter.
She could definitely end this here. He's a drug dealer. End of the show.
It's my mom's fault. She won't even say what my dad did, and it's because he didn't do anything. I don't know why she's being this way. My dad, he is a great guy.
You were saying between a rock and a hard place.
It's in a silver plate. Just hand it to me. That your husband is making math.
Next time you feel like things are getting out of control, you should call this number. It's the family hotline. We're really looking into some counseling.
Oh my god.
There is so much that they can do because of the law.
Thank you, officers.
And she can just leave, because that would mean leaving the kids with him. And she knows he's dangerous.
Welcome home.
Mm-hmm. Like the sacrifices that she has to make for her children, and it's her children who hate her the most for this. It's difficult.
She doesn't want to leave for her children, and he doesn't want to go for his children.
Yeah.
So there, she is between a rock and a hard place.
Hey, if you're trying to tell me something, I've got 4 little words for you. Do not call list. However, if you're cool, leave it at the beep.
Aww.
Here before it
It's
was,
sad. I heard people doing it. I heard about people doing this, and I
Some
find
people,
it really sad.
some people still send messages to their friends' Facebook account and stuff, you know.
Schrader. Yes, sir. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Wow. That's great news, sir. Thank you. El Paso wants me back.
Not a good thing though. Last time we were in El Paso, it did not end well.
No.
Yep.
He's not liking it.
Nope. The thing is, he probably doesn't want to go back, but his pride stops him from saying no.
Should have some chilies, man.
All right, already, cheese.
Back steakhouse. It's not
He's
too
not
late. They
doing
got
well.
that blooming onion.
Nope.
Well, we'll spice things up.
This spice looks like it's been through a couple guys already. So when you headed back down to El Paso?
You know, packing in there, get my ducks in a row, maybe a week or two.
Hey, Jack going on here. It's quiet as hell.
The same guys in El Paso are wreaking havoc in your town right now.
He's having flashbacks.
We will discuss this because it goes deeper, but... He is broken.
Yep. They're all broken.
But it's called breaking.
Breaking Bad.
They gotta break bad eventually.
Hank is broken inside. Jesse's broken inside. Hank's family is broken.
Since when can't we handle a couple of dirt balls?
Come on, man. Courtesy call. Vice is running some kind of undercover up.
Let's go. It's your turn to pick.
Did you hear what he said about the 2 guys inside?
Yeah, they were doing drugs.
Yeah, he thinks they might be back. Okay. Just making sure.
He thought he think they were doing drug dealing, and then the other guy asked to call the guys if it's a cartel or if one's an incel.
Stay there. this. Bitch. Your mom.
Ow! The fuck, man? Oh shit!
This is not okay.
Damn, son!
And he took a huge risk.
Don't move.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works, buddy. If they had been carrying guns, dude, he left his in this car.
Oh, you didn't took it?
No, he looked at it and then he left it in his car. He went in there, causing trouble, you know, riling them up without his fucking gun. With no, you know, reason to do so.
No. Just a bar fight right now.
Letting out some steam, maybe?
Toxic masculinity. You can just go see a psychologist.
I don't know if maybe...
But fighting a bunch of people in a bar is way less worse. It's way less expensive.
And I don't know if maybe he was trying to be purposefully in trouble so they would not send him to El Paso.
I think about it. I thought about it.
Hey, if you're trying to sell me something, I've got 4 little words for you. Do not call.
When Hank is broken, you got a massive toxic masculinity.
Response.
And when
yes.
Jesse is broken, you see a cute little puppy calling the voicemail of his dead girlfriend all over again. Again and again and again.
94985 in area code 505 is no longer.
You can't do it anymore.
No escape, so now he needs to face that fact. It's over.
She's gone. Oh, he's doing the cooking!
He's got no escape. He needs
Nope.
something to focus on.
He's the bad guy, so he's gotta keep doing the bad guy things.
And at the moment, like, it's either this or he tries to find an honest-to-God job, and I don't think he's in the mood. Jesse is basically the guy that is already at the bottom of the well, and when he's at the bottom, he starts digging to get lower.
Yep.
I've done a terrible thing, but I did it for a good reason. I did it for us.
La fin justifie les moyens.
The end justifies the means.
Thank you.
This money, I didn't steal it. It doesn't belong to anyone else. I earned it. Things I've done to earn it. I've got to live with them. All the sacrifices that I have made for this family, all of it will be for nothing if you don't accept what I've earned. Please.
But if you got caught, they will take everything.
Be here when you get home.
And if she knew about it and didn't say anything, she will also pay the price.
Yep.
I see his point of view, though. We will talk about this if we remember, but it's complicated because he makes a good point. But at the same time, it doesn't make it okay.
But she's watching another one.
Doing illegal things, too. Again, this guy is also
This guy.
doing illegal stuff,
Yeah.
and she was helping him.
Oh.
I feel bad for Benedict because the reason behind this isn't for him.
She wanna steam up the tension. You know, like when Walter did it in season 1? Like the stress and everything, he was making the best love to Skyler.
The fact that she does this right after his speech makes me think that she wants to hit back at him because she is helpless. She can't do nothing. He has all the cards, but she can do that and hurt him. It's the only way that she can have some control over what's happening. That's how I see it. Mainly because it happened after the speech.
Yeah, it's kind of a human thing to do. Not human, but yeah.
In her, I mean, technically she wants to divorce. There, I mean,
And she was wearing a lot of blue.
/
Yeah.
dark, you know, black.
Yeah.
Look, I just want to say that I feel good about our talk this morning in a number of thinking about what we talked about. But, whenever you're ready, then, of course.
I thought dead.
Let's have dinner. Oh.
Louis?
Yes, please.
Can't help but feel a bit bad for him, but
Yes, it's kind of the way you mentioned it. It's vengeance.
Thanks, darling.
And I do believe people are telling like, oh, she's
oh
such
yeah. People are mad about
immature
this.
Come
People
on!
are mad.
He did meth behind her back. She just fucked her boss. It's not the same thing.
Some people,
I can't.
like, there's the question of, we called it cheating without blaming her. Like, we think that where she is stuck right now, we said it several times in this episode, it's between a rock and a hard place. She is helpless. Her kid is against her. Walter has all the cards. He is forcing her to live with him in this house.
It's still pride. It's still pride. He's got his pride. Doesn't want to be. Want to be a good man and everything. And he wants. And all the meth thing is about his pride. But she needs her pride too. And right now, like you said, she's just following what Walter keeps telling her, and she needs to go with the flow. And she needs. She's between a rock and a hard place, so she has to follow what.
She needs to have a win here.
She needs to have a win. Like Walter, when Grey Matters wanted to give him a lot of money, he refused it. And I saw nobody in the comments talking about how his pride is such a shit and he's a shitty person. But when Skyler wanted one thing about her pride, right now you're all throwing rocks at her.
Well, not in our comments, because the people following us don't bash her.
Okay, I hope it's not good, but it's not okay, but...
When I first reacted to Breaking Bad, the people in our comments with my sister told me about how people bashed Skyler. Some people in my first reaction did shit on her a little bit. It always made for great conversations because I'm like, I'm very neutral in a show, I will find the good side to a drug dealer and the bad side to the honest, wife that does everything for her husband. I'll be the devil's advocate when I analyze a show.
Yeah.
So, but I can understand, like, at one point we gotta stop lying to ourselves that, Walter, even though he sees it in a completely different way than the law would see it.
He's got a twisted mind, so he's having a twisted look about the reality.
I wanted to bring that back, but I'll just finish this first. And Walter did something bad. He did something illegal.
Yeah.
He lied about it, and now he's got the house, he's got the kids, he's got the money, he's got the pity and the support of everyone. What does she have? Well, she's gonna have this. She's basically saying to Walter, "You have everything, you won't have me."
No, you can have the kids, you can have all the pride you want. You want your family back, but you won't have my love, also.
Exactly. Because Walter was convinced that he could, get her on his side, get her to just forget about what he did and have her on as the good wife that doesn't say shit. He didn't respect her wishes. He broke into his house. He didn't give a shit about her. She's hitting back. It hurts.
She wanted to make him mad too.
Some people get mad that she went and slept with Ted when she's technically still married to Walter. Yes, she is still technically married to Walter, and
she cheated. In my point of view, she cheated on him.
Yeah, she cheated, but we don't blame her for it. She cheated because they're technically still married. But at one point, when the guy you're married to doesn't want to sign the papers.
I do not excuse the behavior, but I understand it.
Yeah, that's exactly, good way to put it. Very good way.
It's the thing we do in my job, and it's the thing a lawyer will do.
Yeah.
But not a lawyer, a psychologist.
Yeah.
Like when we see about a serial killer, we want to know about his story. Not because we want to excuse the behavior, but we want to understand it and not make another one another serial killer all over again.
Because let's be real, like some people sometimes will, in our reactions, we will discuss things about, characters who've done bad things, and we don't excuse them for the bad things they did, but usually you don't have someone who just randomly does something bad for the sake of doing something bad. It always comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's trauma from your childhood, or the way you were brought up, or the way, you have a relationship with other people, it always comes from one place or another, and that's what's interesting to analyze.
Yeah, you can understand someone's doings
and not
still
support it.
condone them.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings me to Walter here. How he explained it to Skyler.
I'm just watching little Sims playing, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna do this. Oh yeah, it's totally normal to do this. I'm gonna make him. It's kind of
it's
a
so
play.
cool.
It's a play.
Yes, well, yeah, but I think in this show what they managed to do, and it's something that I don't see a lot in today's TV shows, is their reaction is very human, very easy to understand and analyze, because it feels so real. In some shows we'll have characters who can never do anything wrong. They're the perfect hero. They never, stray from the path, and they always do the right thing, even though, they might be scared or anything. They don't react humanly. And you start seeing them as kind of like God figures. So you don't feel connected to these characters because you don't understand them. You're like, why are you doing this?
It's hard to see them as humans, but these characters are very human, like in a gray space.
Well, that's why they do the stuff they do. That's because they're human. They're bound to, feel selfish and feel pride, and they act out and they lash out too. They react like humans do. I love these characters a lot.
Yeah. It's funny to see. It's fun to watch a show where it's people that you can relate, or you can find them as, I could be their friend.
Or you could explain their behavior too, like Walter trying to put some light on why he did the things he did, and we're watching, and I feel like I'm here. Yeah, like it's legal what he did, but the way he sees it, it's just another job. He did win this money, and technically making meth, if it wasn't for someone who decided one day that meth was to be illegal, could still be a job that you do today. It's a chemist's job. It's something that he's been trained to do, so he doesn't see the bad in it. But that's because Walter also is blind to everything else.
He's got a twisted point of view.
Well, yeah, he keeps saying he doesn't want to be the bad guy. He can't be a criminal, but he's been the criminal.
But he's a criminal since 3 seasons right now.
Yeah, he's been saying...
not 2 seasons. Right now he doesn't do any... Right now, till episode 3 of season 3, during all the season, he didn't do anything wrong.
According to him.
But in this season, he still doesn't do any job, making illegal job.
Except forcing his wife to welcome him back home, which in my opinion is wrong.
But it's not illegal.
Nope, because it fits with
it's legit.
Yeah.
It's his house.
But yeah, I feel like, that's how he sees it. That's how he justifies it. He keeps saying that he makes the meth, but he doesn't sell it. He doesn't cause these addictions. He's not part of the problem. He's just making meth. That's how he makes it, he makes himself less guilty. Even Skyler kind of twisted that a little bit when she said to the lawyer that he was making meth. He was like, oh, he's more like, he's not a dealer. He's more like, he's a cook,
Right.
Twisting it so the blow is less, hard to take.
Right.
It's lying to yourself. That's what I call it. You're lying to yourself. You don't want to face the facts. And that's a huge thing in Breaking Bad. Facing the facts. They don't do that.
I don't know if she was looking at it like it's not a dealer, it's a cook. Like it's a less worse thing.
Well, that's how I took it. She said to the lawyer that Walt was making meth, and then she was like, oh, like, gotta tell it to the police and stuff. And then she immediately went and said, well, he's not a dealer, he's a cook and stuff. It's kind of a lesser blow, but it's not, He
doesn't have it in his hands, he's just making it.
Well, we talked about this in season 2, especially in the episode with the kid. Who's the problem is not necessarily the dealers, but they feed the problem. They give them access to what worsens the problem. Yeah, makes sense. So Walter,
you are making something that heals the pain of people. but that's making their lives worse.
Yeah, the concept of consequence and how much responsible you
Butterfly
are.
effect.
That's a whole bunch of Breaking Bad right there. You were
Oh
saying
my
that this
God.
show.
Wow.
You were saying that this show is about pride. For sure, there's pride especially when it comes to Walter. But consequences
to your actions. Yeah, that's
especially you saw it mostly last season with the planes, which was a bit crazy.
Butterfly
but
effect.
yeah. So basically, you do the stuff that you do, but you gotta face the consequences. You gotta face what happens because of what you did.
And always, the plane crashed because Jane's
dad?
Jane's dad wasn't focused on his job because Jane's died, because Walter didn't save her, because she threatened him, because he took the money, because Jesse is not able to do it, because Jesse is in drug. So Jesse killed.
Well, that's how Jesse sees it, at least. Jesse, who's also going through a very rough path.
And it's all about the butterfly effect.
But at one point you gotta, that's Walter is doing something like that, always trying to go back up. Well, I did this, but honestly the problem really goes back to, this guy who did this shit, and then, it started everything. At one point you gotta stop and accept that you're part of the problem and that you helped it along, you know? He doesn't do that.
And some people still have problem to realize that they're a part of the problem.
Yeah.
Like Walter is having problem, his pride is blinding him.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse is taking it all.
Jesse is not doing good. And he's back to cooking too.
What a wreck. And I do believe he will need help or something.
We'll see.
I can't wait to see.
He is in a bad place, but and it shows, his house is kind of a reflection, and it's something that will come back,
empty.
but his house is a reflection of Jesse, and you will see later on, because the best parts of what
He's got
happened.
a hole in the bathroom?
Not anymore, they cleaned that up. But honestly, you will see that later and keep that in mind, but I've always felt like Jesse's house is a good reflection of his mental state. And some of the best scenes and moments in Jesse's story in the show happen, in the house, and it shows on the house. So I freaked out over a lot of details in the future with the house. And right now, like you said, he's nothing. He's empty, completely
In social
empty.
services, we see most of the time that how you take care of your house is how you take care of your mind.
Yes.
Like
yes.
when you see the episode The Kid,
Mm-hmm.
the house is a mess. So when I had to go to places with child protective services, like I work with them, and I went to some house that were a mess, or it's not clean, it's not a good kind of house. And you can see right after if the parents take care of their family. And negligence, I don't know how you tell.
Yeah. If they neglect the family.
And also you can see some of the time people in depression will have problem to clean their house. So I do believe that Walter is always showing a great house, a clean house, but in the walls you have money, drug money.
There's that.
Jesse had a little house in season 2 next to Jane. His house was small and it was kind of clean. And then
kind of clean.
And after when he was starting to do go back in the big drug, like
more and more literate
injection. And it's more and more messier. And at the end, when Walter came to kill Jane, it was a mess, a complete mess in the bedroom.
It's a good basically.
Yeah, like, and so right now, after his rehab, he's going all fresh in a empty house.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do with that emptiness?
So keep an eye on that house if you want to see how Jesse handles it. And Walter's what do you call it? Pare-brise. Windshield, thank you. Walter's windshield is also a good reflection of his mental state. So at the moment, he feels like everything is fine because, he's back home. We will see how everything affects them later on, but we need to talk about Hank a little bit before we move on to the next episode. So,
Hank.
how do you read his reaction in this?
He's panicking inside. And I talked about it a little bit during the episode, and I emporte myself. Je me sens emporté.
Oh, you got mad? You got
kind of
involved?
mad. Yeah, I got involved about it, and I understand that right now he's having kind of a toxic masculinity personality traits.
Hank is a good representation of this.
Yes, and just the side of being tough, being the man up, hide your emotion, be strong, always look fierce, be proud. Also, you receive a promotion to El Paso, you accept it, you feel, ha, thank you very much. But deep down inside, you can't hide all the emotions you got from Tortuga that we saw in the beginning. So we have it's
just in case we forgot, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Hank, we talked about this when we saw his bottles,
the pressure.
overflow, the pressure and stuff. It's a bit like that. If you keep everything inside, at one point you're gonna blow. I think in this episode it was a version of blowing up. Because we saw him have a panic attack before. We saw him, dealing with depression in
having
this
a
way.
leak. I do believe it was a leak.
It's kind of him trying to
the
just
pressure,
push some of it
depression
up.
is still there.
Yeah, and he chose violence to do that. The fact that he left his gun behind. When I saw it the first time, how I read it, it's more like the more risks he takes, the higher his adrenaline is gonna go. The higher it's gonna make him feel more powerful and stuff. It's gonna put him back to that state of fight or flight that he was in El Paso. Leaving his gun behind, taking risks and being reckless in a situation that first of all he was never really what's the word, triggered. He looked for trouble. I think he was purposely looking for a situation of high stress where he would have to lash out, where he would have to feel like he's powerless, but he would take control of it. Because that's something that did not happen in El Paso. He was powerless and he cowered. Yeah. He just freaked out. So in this situation, he looked for a situation that was dangerous. He purposefully made it more dangerous. And then he wanted to be in power in that situation. He went for the fight.
Yeah, I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix about the risk and just going all the, expressing all the, leaving all the tension, the pressure inside.
Letting some of the pressure out.
Yes, it was all this kind. It was really helpful for him. And right now he was heading himself. I do believe in the bathroom he was broken, but he wanted to maintain his cold-headed.
He can't break down, not anymore. That's what he's telling himself. But what he just did might cost him El Paso, which is why I was saying maybe we talk about. I don't remember what it's called, but when you do something subconsciously. And or you say a word, that...
Lapsus, mais I think he sabotaged himself.
Well, that's the thing. Without necessarily wanting this to happen,
sabotage is all in subconsciously.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he definitely, maybe subconsciously wanted to give them a reason not to send him to El Paso. We will see, because that's a thing that will keep going in the next few episodes. But
at the moment when you sabotage yourself, you will have maybe the thought of, now maybe I'm gonna lose the promotion, but it's not. It doesn't matter for me.
Yeah, I did the right thing. I stopped two bad guys. His instinct actually it turned out to be right. I think.
It's the good thing to do, and it's the thing I enjoy.
Yeah, but the fact, as a cop, as a DEA agent, first of all, looking for trouble the way he did, and literally triggering it was definitely not right. If it wasn't for his partner, he would be in deep trouble. Yeah. So this is dangerous, especially if he keeps doing stuff like this. So we'll have to keep an eye on Hank.
I do believe it's the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
And we will see more.
There's a lot coming for Hank this season. So that's pretty much it. Do you want to talk about something else, or we brushed everything?
We brushed everything.
So we'll move on then. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already, or it will be very soon. You can check it out if you want. The link is in the description.
Or you can subscribe and wait for the next episode next week.
Yes, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Bye.
So see you guys. Bye.